Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Rooted Podcast. John and Ben here to bring another action packed episode at you. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and listening to us. This episode, we're going to talk about waterfowl, duck hunting, Ben's trip down to Louisiana where he had a banger goose hunt. So, man, we're just really excited to bring this to y'all and share some stories. And heck, if you stick around long enough, you may even learn a thing or two here. But the first thing that we're going to do that we always do, Ben, give us the good word, my friend.
What's going on, y'all? We're going to be in Matthew chapter 6, verse 25 and 26 tonight, talking about not being anxious. Therefore, I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, nor about your body and what you will put on. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing? Look at the birds of the air. They neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not of more value than they? Y'all, we spend so much time being caught up in what new phone we have, what new shirt, clothes, swag, whatever it may be. I fall into this all the time. When I start thinking about camera gear, guns, or ammo, or whatever it may be. And John, I know that me and you talk about this a lot. And you're like, dude, just run with it. You're good. Just use what you got. And I'm always like, well, man, what if we had this lens? You know, this one paired with this would be really good. And you always kind of like my voice of reason when it comes to the business stuff. You're like, dude, just use what you got. But the thing is, guys, is we get so distracted by all these different things that are around us, technology, cell phones, clothes, shoes, all the things like, oh, well, what restaurant are we going to go to? And we forget to step back and truly rely on God for everything. We try to do everything ourselves. We try to fix everything ourselves. And let me just be honest with you. We don't do well at that.
No.
Our Creator is perfect. His plan is far greater than anything we could ever do. And we're more worried about what we're wearing or what sushi we're getting instead of worrying about our walk with Christ and letting Him take care of all that stuff. Because look, we're all clothed. We all got. I mean, we got more than we could ever imagine. And
Absolutely.
Here we are sitting here, more worried about things of this earth than a relationship with God and growing that relationship and walking closer with Him every single day. And part of that is having faith in Him to provide for every one of your needs all day, every day. And I mean, what that's saying is like the birds, they don't do anything. Like they don't plant like we do.
They don't worry about it either.
They don't harvest. They don't store it in barns. But guess what? They're fed every day. And that's how we need to be. We need to go into it every single day thinking, God, I trust you. I believe in you. I know your plan is far better than mine. And I know you're going to take care of me. So I'm letting you have it. Letting you take the wheel.
Yes. And, you know, in the hunting world, we can really do this because a lot of cool stuff comes out, whether it's, you know, a new decoy or a new side-by-side or a new gun or a new choke, or someone came out with a new shell or, you know, this new combo thing. And you think you need to have the latest and greatest to be able to go kill a bird, where in all reality, if we just trust God, go out in His creation and just do what's been working forever, that we know that we will be successful in whatever that is in life, whether it's waterfowl hunting, whether it's business, being a father, whatever that looks like for you. If you just quit worrying so much about all the little things that in the grand scheme of life, it doesn't matter. No one I promise you this, Ben and I have been in a lot of cool blinds together. I can't tell you what shotgun someone was shooting or what camo pattern they were wearing. It doesn't matter. I do remember stories. I remember, you know, some really cool and neat people that we were fortunate enough to share a blind with. And I remember them. I don't remember what they had. So you spend all this time worrying about what people have, and the great thing is it's like they're worrying about the same thing, and neither one of y'all are looking at each other. You're only worried about yourself, and you need to not do that. You need to just worry about really nothing, because you know that God has got it, and so you just need to trust in Him and realize that it'll all be all right. Hey, look, in waterfowl hunting, and Ben can tell you this way better than I can. You sit there and worry and worry and worry and worry, and are the birds here? And oh my gosh, are they field? Especially geese, are they field hopping or what's going on? Like, look, the birds are going to be there or they ain't, and sometimes there's not a thing you can do about it, and that's just the way it is. But it sounds like down in Louisiana, the birds were there.
There. We went down and saw our buddies at Top Gun Guides down in Rouge, Louisiana. And let me tell you something, old John. Them boys, they do it right down there. I mean, that's one of the best outfitters I've ever been to, waterfowl speaking. And they put the time in. They go out. They scout every single day. The food is fantastic.
Did you hunt fields or?
Yes. So we did a little bit of both. But when we first got there, first thing I did after unpacking is I went and hopped in the truck with Drake, which is the owner's son. It's all family owned and operated. And we went scouting for geese. And man, we drove and we drove and we drove and we looked. There were geese everywhere. It was more so about figuring out which spot is the best for the wind tomorrow. There was no shortage of birds at all. I mean, there were thousands of them. And I thought, man, this is about to be all right. That's going to be pretty dang good. And, this is early season spec, so it's still hot, muggy. But we were supposed to have a little push of some colder weather. And you know what that means is the migration. Just about every time you get a good north wind and it's cold, birds are coming. But, man, that first morning we got settled in. And we put out a handful of decoys just because, you don't always have to have those massive spreads for specks like you do for snow. Man, it got western, though it got cloudy, which is never good for me. And spec hunting, I've never had a good spec hunt that on a cloudy day.
Really?
I mean, you can have them, but it's not as good.
I see.
Because they can't see. And there was a fog, but not the kind of fog that you like. Not that super dense fog where those geese have to fly low and they have to look intentionally. It was just that thin fog that you can see through, and them geese were flying 4 miles high. So, first day, we did end up shooting quite a few birds. It was more of a grind, but, well, I'm just going to say this. That has absolutely nothing to do with the outfitter at all. That's birds. Birds going to be birds. So I'm just telling all you hunters out there that you have to understand that your outfitter is doing everything in their power to put those birds in your lap.
And that's what I'm saying. It just goes back to there's certain things that you can control and there's certain things you can't. And, you just got to control the controllables, especially on a waterfowl hunt. And you just can't sit there and worry about it. I mean, trust me, if you worry about it, you can worry yourself to death and, get nothing accomplished. So you just got to grind it out and see whatever you can make happen with what you got.
Oh, yeah, man. And then, so we ended up shooting quite a few birds, quite a few geese. And, it was fun. They were coming in singles, doubles. Every now and then you get the 4-pack come in. Wasn't the big spins, but, man, I don't mind that. I personally.
Do you think it's easier to work a single or a double versus a big old flock that comes spinning in there?
Absolutely, because you've got one set of eyes or two sets of eyes versus 50 or 1,000 or however many. You got one set of eyeballs, and them things are sharp now. They're looking at you from the sky. So just imagine flying your drone around and looking at everything from the air. That's what these birds are seeing. So you have to be very mindful of that when you're putting your blind in or you're sitting in the decoys, whatever. The hide is the most important part of every kind of waterfowl hunting. Same with turkey, all the birds, all the other deer, everything. The hide is the most important, and that's one thing that these guys are very, very good on. Is even in their pit blinds, man, they brush them so well. It's so beautifully done.
And for you to say that, that's saying something.
I mean, firsthand how I am about a duck blind, buddy. I will brush that thing. We will tear
a forest down to brushing a blind.
Yeah. That reminds me of a time that we we brushed that big old
Pontoon boat. Yeah. Hey, this is kind of cool. I mean, now I'm trying to think. You basically had the platform, right, of a pontoon, like you had the barrels or whatever you call them,
tunes.
the pontoons.
Had the tunes and then the floor.
And that was it, right?
That was all I had to start with, and I went up from there. Yeah, and I built the frame, the walls, and then the shooting lanes for each person.
Had a dog box thing, right?
Dog box and everything ready to go for you to get your doggy in and out.
Look, you talk about a little sketchy. When you hook up the F-250 and you hook up a pontoon boat, that's normal. When the pontoon boat's a duck blind and it's got walls and it's not very aerodynamic.
No.
We drove about 4 hours or so west from your house there, and that was quite different.
Yeah, well, see, I did that strategically, John. I left a couple of them pieces of plywood off so air could flow through there, and I cross braced everything on the inside, all the walls, so that way it couldn't blow apart going down the interstate. Wouldn't that be something going down I-40 and you see a whole duck blind fly off a set of pontoons?
Right off the rooted truck, you'd be like, yep, that makes sense.
Yep, we're getting in trouble now. Here comes the fines and the law dogs. Yep, we made a mess.
And then I tell you, we finally brushed that thing in. I think we had we stapled fence around it and brushed it and zip ties and everything. And then it was the moment of truth. You do all this work and like hope it floats, and it did.
It did.
We killed some ducks out of that thing.
It was a little wonky,
it'll be all right.
We had to put some weight where the motor used to be because it wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
So it was a little cattywampus there for a minute, but we put some weights in there, and that thing bounced out real nice. And man, it actually turned out to be a really good blind. But
it was nice. We had a little grill in there and everything.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. I'm just gonna tell you guys this: when I go to brush a duck blind, it is so intense that I want it to look like a heap of brush that you cannot see through. If I can see a hole and I can see bare wood, I am not satisfied until I see nothing but brush. Your hide is your most important. In fact, on the first shoot out of there, typically needs to be breaking limbs, busting something, because it's so nice and tight. But guys, you got to remember, you're in a dark background and your face is shining, unless you're like me that is just tore up about painting my face with the old wine cork. Mr. John done brought me a whole tote sack of them. So, I like the hide, man, and that's all part of the hunt. That's the major part. You got to find the bird, but if you're not hidden, you're not going to kill the bird. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many birds you have. If they can see you, they're not going to, period. So we get in, great hide the first day in a pit blind, brushed really well. I was very pleased with the effort they put in on that. And then the next day we go in and we start hunting in the spread. So we're sitting in the snow goose spread. And I have to tell you, man, I was pretty amazed. These boys, they know what's up. Like, they know how to set a spread right, and they know how to set those decoys to hide you well while you're sitting in and amongst the decoys. So, man, I was very pleased. Like, I was excited to be there. And we had a similar situation, had a lot of birds, and had a good win that day, and they did it right. They started working good, especially the singles and the doubles, and every now and then you get a group of 3 or 4 come in, and they would actually work. So from there, we decided, okay, well, that's a no-brainer. If they're going to work on the big spread of decoys, and that's just what we're going to do. And we ended up doing that a couple more times, and man, we had a ball. I mean, we shot some dang geese and some good ones too, like full mature ones. So one thing you got to know about a speckled belly goose is the more mature they are, the more black bars they have on their belly. So some of them are just look like they just laid down in a whole barrel of tar, just solid black on their bellies. The others, like the more juvenile birds, will have nothing, or they'll start to have little black specks all throughout their chest. And then as they mature and get older and older and older, they eventually become fully barred is what I like to call it, but you can they can even be solid black, just jet black all the way through.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. So it's pretty cool to see the variations in the specs, and that's what was exciting is we weren't just killing the juveniles because juveniles are kind of dumb. They'll work to just about anything, but man, we were killing some really good birds too, some very mature, wise birds that have seen it all for a long time, and we were getting them to come in. And I will give Drake a lot of credits here. That dude can blow a spec call like there's no tomorrow. I mean, he is very good at what he does, and really, man, just the whole outfit was a very well organized, very solid operating place, and it was really enjoyable to be there. To be honest with you, everybody was awesome to be around. It was just a really great place. Oh, dude, I ate so good, man. I was like,
that's arguably the more important than having birds is having good food.
Well, yeah, I tell everybody all the time, like, look, when I first met John and we went on the road filming together, I gained at least 40 pounds while we was on the road because John don't eat at fast food. He cooks. John does not like the fast food. If you ever see him at a restaurant, he'll be peeling that bun off that burger and just eating that meat. But hey, he has to because he's gluten intolerant, So
that's got to be probably the most fun you've ever had, where those moments in like class where you shouldn't laugh but you do. That's you at a restaurant every single time, especially the first time he seen you doing that because it's like I'm not really like allergic per se, just I'm intolerant. So the more I have, then it can get bad. So I try to just avoid it. And I'm just like picking off this bun as I'm going and I'm holding it. And he's just dying laughing over there across the aisle. Like, what an idiot, dude. Look at you.
I think I even looked at you and said, what are you doing?
Dude, what are you doing, man?
What are you doing, John? Was it stale or something? I mean, they'll give you another one.
Hilarious. My goodness. But so yeah, man, I look, I just know that I can cook it better, so it's like I'll just make it. But then, I tend to make some stuff that's not really good and healthy for you. We're not eating chicken Caesar salad. No. We're eating
Cajun deer mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Hey, what you talking about?
All that sorts of stuff. So, Anyway, I'm just making sure that you had some good food down there and some of that Creole, baby, down in Louisiana.
Hey, man. Those guys are legit. If you guys are looking for a place to go and duck and goose hunt in Louisiana, these guys know what's up. They have all the land leased. It's all super close to the lodge. It's really a phenomenal outfit. And, I've been to a lot of different places, and this one, to me, seemed to be the best of both worlds for duck and geese because they're very well organized. They're efficient. They work well. They work hard. And they've been in business since the 60s. So these guys know what's up. They've been around for a really long time, and they're good, godly men. That is the most important thing to me about an outfitter is going where I feel like, hey, man, I can be lifted up. I can experience God while I'm in the blind. And, man, me and Drake had some phenomenal conversations about Christ. And, that right there means more to me than shooting a goose.
Yeah. It's just cherry on top.
It is, man. Just the camaraderie and being with like-minded men in the duck blind. It doesn't get any better than that when you can sit there and talk about God while his creation is coming to life right before your eyes.
And you talk about not a worry in the world.
No.
Yeah. No.
No worry whatsoever. We were just tickled to death to be able and blessed to have the opportunity to step into his creation another day.
Yeah.
And I have to give these guys a lot of credit, man, because they are the real deal. And they walk the walk and they talk the talk in their relationship with Christ and with their outfit. I mean, they're hands down some of the best out there. And I would highly, highly, highly recommend anybody that wants to go and kill some ducks and geese, they're your boys.
So do you find it easier to kill specs in the early season, or do you like it later, or what do you kind of prefer as far as spec geese go?
Oh man, I'll take a spec any day of the week. They're the second ribeye of the sky, also known
Really?
as giggle chickens. Yeah, man. I anytime I get a chance to go hunt a speck, buddy, I'll go hunt a speck. I promise you. Now, don't get me wrong. I love shooting greenheads in the timber or open fields just like the next man, but I am not a prejudiced when it comes to, or excuse me, I'm not a purist when it comes to hunting ducks. If a group of teal comes in, boom, ba boom, boom, brah, everybody unload. Come on. And same goes for the geese, man. If there is an opportunity to kill a speckled belly goose, I'm going to do it. Any time of the season, man. They just eat so good. They're so delicious.
I know that one time we went to Missouri that was not at an outfitter. We just went and
freelancing.
Yeah, buddy, that was a little different story and outcome there. I mean, we still had a good time, but dude, that had to have been the coldest side by side ride I ever took in my life.
I have to second that. That may have been the coldest side by side ride I have ever taken. No windshield.
No windshield, and it was already like 0 degrees, and we're going 30 mile an hour.
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
that was rough.
Well, we finally got it cranked. Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we get out there fiddle farting with all the decoys, getting them all set up, getting the A-frames hid the best we could. And, John comes walking back, and there ain't no thing. We go and sit down, do our hunt, everything, and it's cold. Geese are migrating south. We're watching them miles
way above us. See you later.
We going south. It's too cold here for us. And man,
God, that was awful.
Dude, we got to the end of that one, and John said, "I'll go get the side by side."
And look, you're already. I mean, you try not to be upset because you're blessed to be there, all these things. And you are. I am blessed and I'm grateful, all the things. But I'm cold, I'm hungry, didn't kill any geese, and I'm ready to just get into a nice hot room and eat a good meal. So I walk, and I get to the side by side. Like, perfect. Go to crank it. Nothing. Not even a tick, 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 tick. I mean a nothing. Turn that key, nothing's going on. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I sit there and try a couple things. Nothing works. And then I look, and I done flipped the switch to turn all the light bars on, all 70,000 light bars on this thing. Because he's got one on the front, the top, the sides, the back, little lights. I mean, buddy, when you want, and they are handy dandy now. Whenever you're putting a field of decoys or grabbing something or doing whatever, it'll light up that world. But yeah, I guess my knee or something hit it. And so then I had to walk all the way back, and I could just see Ben's face looking at me like, what in the world are you doing? Walking back. And I said, buddy, I got bad news. That old rig is dead.
Mind you, we're miles away from anything. And so luckily, one of the guys that at least that field that was letting us hunt with him, he was like, I called him and he said, hey, call this guy. He'll come help you. And I'll just give a shout out to him. Old Treasure Island Duck Club over there. Those boys showed up.
Hey, they did save our rear ends that day.
They sure did. Marshall showed up, saved our honeys on that one. And so we greatly appreciate that. And we ended up getting back. But boy, it was cold. I was tired. John was tired. And we loaded that rig up. We never turned it off. We just loaded it right on the trailer and shut her down. And that was the end of that trip right there. But, man, I really think, though, that the way the Top Gun guys are situated and located in the state, so they're getting a lot of these big pushes of geese, snows, specks, all that,
in
the major migrations. And they just got it to where you can either hunt a pit line or you can do the conservation style in the decoys. And that's another thing. They've got a bunch of conservation hunts coming up. So if you want to go hunt geese in Louisiana and shoot some snows, call them. Top Gun Guides, Rouge, Louisiana. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. The food is delicious. Colby is awesome. Drake is just as good. Dude, I had a blast. They treated me like family from the time I walked in the door to the time I left. And they do that with everybody, with all of their clients, man. They treat everybody with the utmost respect. So I have a lot of respect for them because of that.
You think they're gonna get a bunch of snows in there?
I would say probably so, man. I mean, the way they're positioned in that flyway right there, I'd be willing to bet. And, history always tends to repeat itself in some form or fashion. And historically, they have always killed a lot of snow geese. So they've got that going for them too. But just my personal opinion, I would be down there the 1st of February. Just my personal opinion, because you got to think, the further south you are, the sooner they're going to start going back north. So I would say the first part of February there, maybe the whole month of February, but call them, get in there. You can have a big group. Go kill a whole mess of them dang snow geese, because
I do love a good snow goose hunt.
Listen, them snow geese are overpopulated, and they're destroying the breeding ground. So we need to do our part as outdoorsmen, conservationists, and be the equalizer and reduce their population. But don't be like them other boys over there that's been throwing them in the dumpsters. Don't do that. Clean your birds. I saw an article the other day where there was like 250 snows, uncleaned, just thrown in a dumpster. I was like, man, that ain't even right. Like, if you're going to kill it, clean it and eat it in some form or fashion.
There is no sense in killing something and just leaving it lay.
No, now
throwing it away.
Let me say this right here. That had nothing to do with the Top Gun guides. Nothing. That was just an article I read randomly from I don't even know where, but it was somewhere in the United States.
But still, it's just terrible that people would even do. I mean, unfortunately, of course, we see it all the time with everything. I mean, I'll see deer with just the back straps taken out, and then they'll like toss it on the road, or or you could tell they just cut the antlers off, and you're like, why even hunt if you're,
Yeah,
and even if you don't eat it, at least donate it or give it to somebody.
There are plenty of hungry people around that are more than willing to take wild game. More than willing.
Whether
they
deer,
love
goose,
it,
turkey,
whatever it is, man. I'm just telling you, they love it. They'll take it. Don't throw your stuff on the side of the road, and don't kill a bunch of geese if you ain't gonna clean them. Just don't do it. Just don't kill them. If you're just going to let them rot, I mean, there ain't no sense in that. Just clean your dang bird and dispose of them properly.
I've heard one of the better ways to do snows, especially if a group of guys go and you kill like a few hundred, is to grind it all up and make summer sausage out of it.
I was actually going to ask you about that because I know you have a grounder, your daddy does. And I was wondering if we could take that snow goose and put it with some beef fat or pork fat.
Why, yeah.
And grind it all up and make burgers out of it.
Sure, we could.
I've always wanted to do it. I wanted to do duck that way too because everybody, growing up, all I ever did was eat it in little poppers or whatever. And my mind's like, why not a burger? I love burgers. I love a good
grind up anything, buddy.
So,
I mean,
let's do it. Let's do that. I'm going to get some duck breast. And we're going to do it. We're going to make our own, we'll call it the rooted burger. And we'll let y'all know how it tastes when we're done with it.
Hey, I mean, especially, ducks, geese, whatever. If we get enough of them, we could try it a couple different ways. Just the breast itself, like kind of more of a traditional. And then we can grind it, do burgers, do jerky, do summer sausage, do all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's a lot that you can do with.
You know what I think would be really good too is them little snack sticks. That you can get
made with deer before. I'm sure they're just as good with a speckle or
or a mallard or whatever. I would like to do that because I don't know of any processors that do anything with waterfowl, and I don't know why they wouldn't. It just gives you a different way to enjoy the critter.
Well, hey, let's just go kill a mess of snows down in Louisiana and get her done.
Hey, let's do it.
I mean,
I'm all about it. No, heck, I think it'd be great to have Mr. Colby and Drake on this podcast and let them tell their story of their outfit and the legacy that their father and grandfather started way back in the day. Man, I'd love to hear that story.
I think that'd be fantastic, and I'm all the way in. I'm sorry, man. I'm a little stuttery. All I'm thinking about right now is a tornado of snows and me sitting right underneath it, and I got one of them extended tubes, and then
no extendo,
and you you kind of start normal and it's a little heavy, and by the time you're done, you're on your back.
Yep, yeah, 13 rounds, baby. Dump them all. As fast as you can slap that trigger, baby, you dumping it. I mean, you
And then
dumping it.
reload, because here comes the next group.
Yep, that's it, man. You got to reload fast and pick up all you dead and cripple real quick.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and do it. But yeah, man, I think that would be fun to, explore some different ways to try cooking, wild birds. Like,
I'm down to do anything, man. Well,
I was about to say, you may want to change that tone right there.
Here. I'm down to try just about anything, but one thing that I keep seeing from people is it was just either duck or turkey or beef. If it's, like beef, duck, turkey, tartare, that means raw with a little like lime, and they're trying to tell me the lime makes you not sick. No thanks.
Good.
I don't want raw. No. Look, God gave us the ability to make a fire.
Yep.
And then we were genius enough to make a box that heats up, or on the top you start a fire with a little click, 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 poof, called a stove or an oven.
Or grill.
Yeah. You use that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, no. I'm out.
Boy.
I'm out on the raw red meat, buddy.
Oh,
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm all about a good medium rare steak. Okay. I'm with you. But just cutting that bad boy, like, why would you take a perfectly fine cut of meat and go, you know what? I'm just going to cut this up and mush it and put some lime in it and eat it with a cracker.
Nope.
What is wrong with you?
Nope.
What's going on?
Ain't happening with me. I promise you that.
No, I ain't doing that. Not a chance on your life, dude. Am I doing that?
Ain't happening.
Nah.
No. We ain't doing it. Can't happen.
But hey, if you want to eat that, then
all for it. But it just ain't for us.
We're more of a burger crew.
Yeah, burger and steak crew here. We like to use that grill as much as possible with some garlic butter.
Yeah, hey. And some of that slap your mama, buddy. That'll
mama.
Make anything good. I don't care what it
will. Listen, I love some slap your mama now. That stuff makes me so happy. I eat it on my egg. I eat it on pretty much everything. Fries, steaks, burgers, mashed potatoes.
It'll work.
Rice. I mean, just about anything, man. Just toss a little dab on there and it just spices your life up a little bit,
That's it, buddy. Gotta love that.
Gotta love it.
But, well, it sounds like you had a great time in Louisiana, and it sounds like we need to go back here in just about a month or so and go slap us some snows that are migrating back.
I agree 110%. So we had a great hunt. The outfitter was fantastic. If you guys are looking for a place to hunt waterfowl, ducks, geese, snows, conservation season or regular season, Top Gun Guides, LLC. Tell me, Rouge, Louisiana. Them boys got it going on.
See there? There you go. Gotta love it.
Now you know. Ain't no denying it now that you know about it.
That's it. That's it. You just gotta make it happen. Yeah. Go out there and have fun. That's the best thing. Don't worry about nothing. Go out there and have fun.
Yeah, just be like the birds, man. Just don't worry about a thing and let the Lord take care of you, because he's going to every single time. And I'm talking to myself when I'm telling y'all this. Everything that I share Bible-wise, I am pointing my finger right at myself.
Hey, so we are not perfect. No. I don't claim to be, man.
We're never going to be perfect. That's the thing. No. That if we were perfect or could be perfect, we wouldn't have needed to.
Yep.
But we are not perfect, and we never will be, and he knew that. That's why he had to send his son as an atonement for our sins for now and for the future, because there's no way we can ever walk on this earth and be sinless. The only time that we depart from sin is when we walk through those pearly gates, my friend, and walk with Jesus. And then we are departed from sin forever.
And hey, until I get there, I plan on shooting a bunch of stuff right in the face.
Heck, yeah, dude, turkey season's right around the corner. What you talking about? We're about to do the old cluck.
I can't wait, man.
Oh, I can't wait.
If we can squeeze in another waterfowl hunt before then, bonus. But if not,
let's do it.
I'm all right.
Yep, same here. Same here. I'm all about it.
All right, brother. Well, until the next time, I reckon, Ben, I don't know if you got anything else to add to that Louisiana trip, but...
Yeah. Well, with that, y'all, the redneck is out.
All right, guys, I just want to tell you really fast, check us out on all the of our social media. We are on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all the things, Rooted Podcast and Rooted Television. Like, subscribe, click the bell, you know the drill, all the things. And also a couple more things. If you are looking for a decoy to change your spread in the duck hunting world, look at Japu decoys at JAHPOO, Japu decoys. Use code ROOTED for 15% off your order. And if you're looking for a beautiful, nutritious, healthy, great, fulfilling snack, look at Man Bar. These meat sticks taste absolutely incredible. A perfect snack to take with you on your next, really any hunt. I was going to say your next waterfowl hunt, but really any single hunt. If you use code ROOTED10, that's ROOTED10, ROOTED10, you get 10% off your order at trymanbar.com. So other than that, guys, that's out. Y'all have a good one. See ya.